Are we live? Are we officially live? Can you guys can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me know. And while you're letting me know, I'm going to be letting Instagram know that we are officially live. And you just let me know if you can hear me or see me. Okay. We are live now on YouTube. Here is the link because they're going to need the link. All right, that's done. All right, if you can see me, let me know. Just so I'm not like talking to myself. If I'm talking to myself, we can, that's fine too, but let me know. Pamela says yes. Okay. Pamela says yes. Audrey says yes. Yvonne says yes. Shanika says yes. Awesome. Awesome. So we are live. I'm super excited. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you guys for joining me. So sorry for the 6, 7, 8 minute delay. But we are here, and that's what matters. And I'm going to make it up to you guys towards the end of the night. So what's going on? How is everyone doing? If this is your first time ever joining me live, put a 1 in the chat. If it's like your very, 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 very ever first time, like, girl, I've been watching your videos for X amount of time, haven't seen you live before until today, put a 1 in the chat. Okay, welcome Audrey, welcome Vicky, Shanika, welcome Stephanie, welcome. I'm so glad you ladies are here. So basically how this goes, I love to go live with you all because it helps me to engage with you all and answer all of the questions, because let's be real, like, this hair care journey can be a journey. Okay, so here we talk about hair care, scalp care. Sometimes we touch on skincare just a little bit, but mainly hair care and scalp care. So any questions you guys have for me, normally I do where is everyone from, but I just have a feeling you guys want to go ahead and just get into these questions. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But before we do, I mentioned on Instagram about like an hour or two ago that I am I am not giving, but I am sharing a very huge announcement tonight. And I'm not going to release it just yet. I'm going to wait till we get a certain amount of people in the chat, well, in the room, before I announce it. But I'm so excited to share what I'm going to share tonight. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, let's get into these questions. What is going on? Because you guys know once the questions start going, they start going. And I probably gonna have to try to get off tonight around 8:15, 8:20, around there. So I may not get to everyone's question, but I'm gonna try my best. So if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. I know I saw some almost said questions. I know I saw some questions earlier, but if anyone has any questions, let me know. I think the first question came from Brenda. Yeah, this is and really quick, my hair, what's going on my hair? This is a very, very old silk press. It's old and it is wash day. Okay. Like, wash day was like last week. So we are like 7 days late of wash day because the hair is just flat. It's just not giving what it needs to give. So tomorrow is my wash day. So I'm looking forward to that. Normally my hair is bigger, but it's been in silk press mode. But it's definitely time to wash it. Just a little FYI. But Brenda had the first question. So let's get into Brenda's question. Brenda said, is a hair mask and a deep conditioner the same thing? That is such a great question. So Brenda, honestly, it really depends on the company, the brand, the marketing. In my personal opinion, I look at a hair mask and a deep conditioner very much the same in a sense, because if you think about it, most hair masks and deep conditioners are thicker in consistency, right? So they may have like more fatty alcohols in the formulation. For those who don't know, if you look at your conditioner right now or any deep conditioner in your home, more than likely you're going to see something that says cetyl alcohol or cetyl alcohol. That is a fatty alcohol that pretty much thickens the formulation. So most hair mask deep conditioners, they're going to be thicker in consistency versus a conditioner or a leave-in conditioner. Also, what kind of makes them the same too is that, these ingredients will have more richer ingredients like oils or butters, or maybe some protein in them. But to answer your question, in most cases, they are the very same thing. Hair mask deep conditioner, they're meant to treat the hair, give the hair extra TLC. And a lot of times the instructions will recommend you do it like with heat under a dryer or like a heat cap. So same thing. Great question. All right, let's see. Hey, Lady J from Fayetteville, Georgia. Welcome, sis. All right, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. The questions are here. Okay, let's see. Blessed to have Aiden. Hey, sis. She says, is a scalp balm the same as oil, but in solid form? That's such a great question. Yes, it is. So basically, the great thing about formulating is that we can make some really unique textures, and the unique textures kind of allow us to, call products really cool names like a scalp balm or a scalp serum or a scalp ointment or a scalp oil, right? So a scalp oil, as you know, is more fluid in motion. It's an oil, it's a liquid, whereas a scalp balm, there may be some butters in there. There may be some waxes in there that kind of gives it more structure. So it's an actual balm, like a lip balm, for example, a lot of you guys may or may not know, but I used to work for Burt's Bees, which is, of course, the lip balm company. So when we would create lip balms, those lip balms would have like different waxes within them, like beeswax or carnauba wax, for example, or candelilla wax. And those waxes would give that formula structure. So to answer your question, sis, scalp balm, scalp oil are typically the same thing, but the structuring agents are a little bit different. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Hopefully it makes sense. Great question. Great question. If this is helpful so far, let me know. Be sure to like this video. I always forget to say that, but please be sure to like this video. Lanaya says, what are the best techniques for taking care of tightly textured, coily hair? Tightly textured, coily hair, the best techniques. Okay, so when I think about like tight textures, right, like 4A, 4B, 4C, okay, for example, I think about you want to be gentle as possible, right? Like you never want to rush through your hair. You never want to, just do damaging things to the hair because it's very fragile. So the first thing I want to say is you want to have the right tools. For anyone on this live who has like type 4 ABC hair, which is probably like the majority of us, you want to have the right tools. One of my favorite, like my top two tools for like combing the hair is the Tangle Teaser, wide tooth comb, and the Unbrush. Right now, those are my top two. My third one would be a boar bristle brush, like a soft boar bristle brush. Those three are amazing because they help to reduce damage. It helps to reduce split ends, and it just makes managing our hair so much easier too. The next technique I would say too is moisture is going to be key for you. I want to say 80% of your routine is going to be moisture. So you need a moisturizing shampoo, moisturizing conditioner. You should be deep conditioning at least once or twice a month. Okay. In a lot of cases, you may need to be moisturizing your hair in between your wash days, right? But then also because type 4 ABC hair is a little bit on the fragile side due to the texture of the hair, it is a little bit weaker. So you want to make sure you stay on top of your protein treatments. And that's why I always say protein once a month would be ideal. You guys know I'm an Apogee girl. I love me some Apogee. Okay. So you can use that as a lightweight protein treatment. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. And low maintenance is key. I think one of the things that helped me get to the length that my hair is growing at, and by the way, I need a trim bad, just FYI, is low maintenance styles. Like there was a time where all I wore was headband wigs for like almost a year. And my hair grew so long just wearing headband wigs. Now, of course, I took care of my hair underneath. I ain't just slap it on and, leave it on for a whole week. I took that bad boy off at night, moisturized my hair, did my little scalp massages, so low maintenance is key for sure. But hopefully I answered your question. Great question. Great question. All right, let's see. What's next? Karen C says, is there such an overuse of coconut oil to pre-poo? My hairdresser said that I should alternate, maybe? You guys what you said? I'm not sure. But honestly, you can overuse anything. We can overuse water in our hair and get moisture overload, hydro fatigue. So you can absolutely overuse coconut oil, I would say. I would say this: if you're just using it as a pre-poo, like once a week, and you're washing it off, I can't see that being like an overload of coconut. Now, if you're doing this every single day or 3 times a week, then I can see it being an issue for sure. But if you want to alternate between different pre-poo treatments, you can definitely do coconut. You can do olive oil. Excuse me. You can do the African Pride pre-poo treatment too. So you have some options as well. Great question. Y'all have a lot of great questions today. Blessed to have Aiden says, can you deep condition weekly? Absolutely. If your hair is feeling really brittle, if your hair is feeling like really dry lately, like just kind of breaking, I would highly recommend deep conditioning. You guys know, or may not know, I do one-on-one hair care coaching. The link is below to sign up for that. And one of the things I recommend for women and men too, who are dealing with like a lot of breakage or like dryness and brittleness is like, do deep conditioning for the next 3 or 4 wash days. And that alone should turn your hair around. Now, of course, the deep conditioner matters, but as far as what you're asking for, can you deep condition weekly? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Great question. Great question. Y'all see, I'm trying to like get through the questions. I'm trying because you guys know I will like way too much time on the questions. So I'm trying to like flow with the flow. All right. Oh, we're almost at that number. I have an announcement to make, but we just reached it. Okay. We got 101 folk in here, so I get to share my huge announcement. Let me make sure I pause at the question I'm at so I don't forget. Hey sis, I'm trying to figure out. Okay. Hey, Hidayah. She's the last person I stopped at. Okay, cool. So let's see, where are we? Okay, so we're at 94.99. That's fine. I'm still going to say it anyway. So the huge announcement is this. So I'm so silly. A lot of you guys have been asking, like, Tanya, like, what's next for Curly Chemistry? Are you going to like create more products? Like, are you going to come out with something? Like, whoa, what's happening? So the huge announcement that I'm sharing right now is that yes. I am, thank you, Lady J. I am extending the Curly Chemistry hair care line. You guys know we have the hair tea, right? The hair tea, we love it. Chef's kiss. But it's time for something new. I think it's time for something new. I think it's time for multiple of news, for Curly Chemistry. And I'm very excited to share that we are coming out with a legit like hair care line. And it's coming out in early 2026. Like super early. early, Miss Shirley, 2026. Okay. So thank you. I'm so excited. I've been working on this for really almost 2 years. And you may be thinking like, girl, like you a cosmetic chemist. Why it take 2 years? Because I am what Erykah Badu say, I don't play about my stuff. I don't play about my stuff. So if I'm gonna slap my name on something, it has to be right. Okay, I have very high standards when it comes to stuff like this. And when I tell you, I went through trials after trials after trials after trials to perfect these formulas, plural formulas. trials. Okay. I'll probably make a separate video talking more about it, but I just wanted to share that we are coming out with some nice, very nice things that I think you will be loving. I even have a few testers in here. So here's what I did. And once again, I'll share more about this in a separate video, but I asked y'all, like some of y'all, my curly chemistry community, can't even talk, my curly chemistry community to test out these products because I didn't want to just test it out on myself, on my homegirl down the street, on my sister or my mama. I'm like, no, I need my curl friends to test out these products, okay? And I had a very nice group to test them out. They gave me their feedback, and here we are. Okay, so more to come, more to come, more to come, more to come. Like I said, I'm going to share exactly what I'm launching very soon, but I just want y'all to know that more is coming. More is coming. Early 2026. Okay. All right. With that being said, thank you for all the congratulations. I'm so excited. More to come, more to come, more to come, more to come. All right, let's get back to these questions. Let's see, where was I? I think I stopped at, okay, here we go. I stopped at Hidayah, I think. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see. Where are we? Hidayah. I just saw her. Okay, here we go. Okay. She says, hey sis, I'm trying to figure out my moisture cycle and it's been confusing. I moisturize every couple days and my hair still has oils or grease in it after 2 days or so, but no moisture. Thoughts? Great question. So Hidayah, if you're still in here, my question to you is, what are you using to moisturize your hair? You know, are you just using oils and grease? Because that alone is not gonna moisturize your hair. So you definitely need a water-based moisturizer. If you are using a water-based moisturizer, it could be just that product alone is not compatible with your hair. And that's okay. Because Lord knows I've gone through several moisturizers, you know, that just weren't good. You know what I'm saying? So it could be the technique. You know, I always recommend, depending on your hair type, LCO, liquid cream oil, or if you have thick hair, LCG, liquid cream grease. So you may need to try that. Also, if product is just not absorbing on your hair, you know, like it's just sitting on your hair, you may need to clarify as well. A really good clarifying shampoo is ORS, Organic Root Stimulator. They have an aloe shampoo. You can clarify with that, or you can do it at home with apple cider vinegar. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar to 2 cups of water. Apply that after you shampoo your hair, and that's a beautiful natural clarifier for your scalp and your hair. So you may need to reset, you know, give your hair a reset and then start reapplying these products. And that's why we have to clarify our hair at least once a month to get it kind of, you know, reset, you know, kind of like back to zero in a sense. But if you are looking for a moisturizer, I would say check out, speaking of ORS, Organic Root Stimulator, they have the olive oil lotion. That one's been around for a long time. That's a really great moisturizer. Another one that's really good too is Donna's Recipe Extra Creamy Hair Cream. So use that as like your base moisturizer, and then follow up with like a sweet almond oil or jojoba oil. Okay, hopefully that helps. All right, let's see. Next question is Vicky. Vicky says, my hair is gray and breaks off when I comb and have knots on the end. Great. Okay, so thank you for sharing that, Vicky. So you said you have knots on the end, right? So the first thing I would say is it may be good to get a trim. You know, like you probably don't need like a legit haircut, but just a nice little trim, just to kind of get your ends back to where they need to be. I say this all the time when it comes to gray hair. The number one thing gray hair needs is moisture. Okay, moisture is going to be key for you because gray hair is very porous. So you see how my hair is, right? I have the color is here. I have melanin in my hair, right? But as your hair grays, that melanin goes away, okay? Leaving your hair more open, more porous. And what that means is that your hair does not hold moisture very long. So what does that mean? Like what do you need to do? The number one thing I would say for gray hair is hot oil treatments are going to be great for keeping moisture in the hair, but also smoothing the cuticle so it can retain moisture. And then I will also increase your deep conditioning. I will also make sure you're moisturizing your hair in between the week as well. That's going to be key, especially if it's breaking off, you know? So that's what I would recommend for you, Vicky. Hopefully that helps. All right, let's see. Let's see. Is there a bonnet that doesn't soak the LCO out of your hair while wearing mainly at night? Great question. So blessed to have Aiden. If the product that you're using is like getting soaked into the bonnet, it could either be it could be two reasons. Number one, it could be just the quality of the bonnet is just not there, where it's doing more absorption than actually protecting the hair. So it could be that. Or it could be you are possibly using too much product on your hair. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like too much oil or too much cream or too much water. So it could be that. The bonnet I use, honestly, is just some random bonnet I got from my local beauty supply store. You can always Google some on Amazon, you know, like kind of start there and look at the ratings. But that's what I would recommend. Unfortunately, I don't have a recommendation for a specific bonnet, but I would probably try to like minimize how much product you put on the hair, because it might be that it's just too much product and it's just kind of just absorbing a little bit too much on what you're laying your head on. So I would look at that, but definitely check out Amazon for like for a high quality satin bonnet, and just make sure that it's actually satin, because a lot of times people are saying like this is satin bonnet and it's not a satin bonnet. So I would just make sure that whatever you choose is legit satin, so it protects the hair and not absorb the product. Great question. Let's see. Kimberly says, I know I asked before, but I don't remember the answer. The question is, from my hairline to about 3 to 4 inches going back. Okay, your hairline going back is gray. I'm 61 years old, and no matter what I do, it's always dry. So the same thing that I just said about gray hair, Kimberly, gray hair is just porous. It's just super porous. So you kind of want to treat gray hair like high porosity hair, right? So definitely hot oil treatments. You may need heavier product too. A really good moisturizer you should check out is the what is it called? Chemic Biologics extra creamy, extra heavy omelet cream. I think that's the name of it. Another good one too is Apogee Shea Pro leave-in conditioner. These conditioners are these moisturizers are they're thick and very rich, so ideal for gray hair. And what you want to do too is I would do either a sweet almond as a sealant or a hair grease as a sealant. If your hair is thick, you can probably get away with Blue Magic Indian Hemp. If your hair is on the finer side, you can probably get away with Do Grow extra light hair grease. So I would do that combination as you're moisturizing your hair in between the week, or in between your wash day, I should say. And that should help reduce that dryness, especially like with the gray hair. It basically, it just needs more moisture. That's all, you know. But check out those two products, like that combination. I think that'll be really helpful for you. Okay, Marcia says, how can I add sheen to my type 4 hair? Currently using pattern for my type 4 hair. I have used As I Am in the past. Thanks. So as far as shine and sheen goes, I'll say this too. It depends on the porosity of your hair. So if you have high porosity hair, a lot of times that sheen, that shine that you're looking for doesn't always come natural because the cuticles are lifted. Whereas low porosity hair, the cuticles are smooth, right? So light can actually reflect a lot easier, giving you more shinier hair. Now, what you can do, like a kind of like a hack in a sense, is apply a hair serum to your hair. This can be jojoba oil. One of my favorites is the Lador, Lador Wonder Oil. That oil is amazing. It's a heat protectant, but the shine that it gives the hair is amazing. So you can like when you style your hair, like you do braid outs or twist outs, when you unravel your hair in the morning, take that serum, like go like this and put it along your hair, and it will like shoo. So that's what I recommend doing. Another thing you can do is, well, yeah, it works too. Apple cider vinegar rinses, believe it or not, ACV rinses are known for increasing the shine of the hair as well over time. So that's also like a natural thing that you can do for like overall hair health to increase the shine. But a quick hack, get that hair serum. That one will do wonders. Great question. Okay, let's see. Alternate between that shampoo and conditioner. What is your take? I'm not sure what the question is. I know you asked me a question earlier, Karen, but I don't remember what the original one was. Let me see if I can find it really quick. The coconut oil pre-poo. Oh, I see what you're saying. Alternate between that and shampoo and conditioner. What is your take? So the conditioner wouldn't be a replacement. I mean, the pre-poo, excuse me, wouldn't be a replacement to the shampoo. It would be like an extra step. So it's not really like a alternate between. It's more of a pre-poo shampoo conditioner. Or if you skip the pre-poo, then it's just shampoo conditioner. Should you trim your hair while it's wet or dry? Should you trim on clean hair? I recommend doing it on dry hair. Ideally, like in a perfect world, in my opinion, trim your hair when it's like silk pressed or at least blow dried, because you want to see your entire length. I've heard horror stories from different women who trimmed their hair while it was wet and they trimmed too much, and then once their hair dried, their shrinkage was like, because they did it while it was wet, you know? So I don't recommend doing it while it's wet. I recommend doing it while it's stretched in some form or fashion. So yeah, but great question. Do you recommend pre-pooing, and which one do you recommend to use? I recommend pre-pooing, absolutely. Pre-pooing is a great way to, how can I say it? It's a great way to decrease your wash day time, because wash day can be long for a lot of us. You know, wash day for a while was very long for me. But what pre-pooing does is, number one, it softens the hair, but it also makes detangling a lot easier. And that really should be the first step that you do before you even get in the shower, before you even put shampoo on your hair, is detangling. And that detangling is a great way to take place while you're pre-pooing your hair. Which one I recommend? Coconut oil, babasu oil, botana oil is also good too for pre-pooing. Some ladies use aloe vera juice and gel to pre-poo, olive oil, but I think my number one is coconut. Great question. Thoughts on plaiting hair in 4 sections and shampooing it while your hair is braided or plaited? Yay or nay? Yay. You can definitely do that. As long as you're just able to get that product, that shampoo into the scalp, even with that plait, like that 1, 2, 3, 4 braids, that's completely fine. You know, if you find that over time that your hair is not being properly cleansed, especially the hair that's in the braid, you can unravel it if you want to, and then maybe twist it back up after you're done, you know, with that section. But shampooing in sections, like braided hair that's completely fine. I think that's a great way also to reduce tangles as well in the shower. So that's completely fine. Okay. Before I continue, let's read the room. If this is helpful, put a 1 in the chat. If I should continue yapping and talking and answering these questions, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat. I hope you guys are taking notes and learning a lot of great stuff. Yes, thank you, Roger, for mentioning that. Do not cut your hair when it's dirty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, we're good. Okay, we got 1s, we got hearts. Awesome. We're gonna keep going. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, let's keep going. Where did I stop at? Let's see. Here we go. Love Myself said, I have like this really old tacky coffee here. I like to have something to drink when I'm like doing these lives, and I didn't get a chance to like get anything. I'm not going to bed tonight. Who drinks coffee at 8? No, 7:30. Whatever time it is, 7 something. Anyway, where am I? Okay. Love Myself says, I like a thick conditioner. My homemade conditioner for tonight is 1 egg, 1 avocado, 1 teaspoon of honey, 1 tablespoon of oil, blend it and leave it in my hair for 15 minutes and rinse. That sounds really good. Avocado, egg, honey in like an oil. That sounds really, really good. All right, what's the difference? Sasha says, what's the difference between products that claim to be hydrating and those that claim to be moisturizing? Can you or should you use both? That's a great question. So Sasha, I think someone answered that or asked that last weekend on Instagram. Is there a difference between hydrating, excuse me, and moisturizing? Like if a product says that, in my opinion, this is my opinion. If I see a shampoo, right, that says hydrating shampoo, moisturizing shampoo, to me, it's the same thing. It's the same thing to me. A lot of times, depending on the company, the marketing, they will use those terms interchangeably. Hydrating may sound better with, honey cream hydrating shampoo versus avocado honey moisturizing shampoo. It just depends. But to me, they are the same thing. Unless it's starting to say something like, heat protectant claims or strengthening claims or restoration, then that's a little bit different. But hydrating, moisturizing, I look at that as the same exact thing. Okay, let's see. Luana. Hey, Luana. Luana says, hi, Tanya. I take very good care of my natural hair, but it's hard to notice growth unless I take pictures and compare them. Why is this? That's a great question. So depending on your hair type, your hair texture, the curl pattern can be very deceiving. Like 4C hair, for example, the tightest curl pattern can be very deceiving because when you're wearing your hair in its natural state, it's hard to see the length of it unless you get a silk press, you blow it out, or like you said, you do a style or you just take pictures or whatever, But 4C, 4B, and sometimes 4A, because of the curl pattern, you're seeing your length compacted like this. It's like you have this length, but it's like in this like an accordion or a slinky, for example. So when you're just going about your day, you may be thinking, my hair's not growing until you get that silk press or that blowout, or you stretch your hair and you're like, oh, wow, my hair is actually growing. So it just comes down to our curl pattern, our lovely curl pattern. That's what it is. Great question. Okay, let's see. Tasha 8403 says, is hot oil treatment necessary? If so, what oil should I use? How many times should I do it? Is it necessary? I mean, let's be real. I mean, hot oil treatments are not necessary, but they are helpful depending on what your hair challenge is. So I mentioned earlier, for those who have like gray hair, moisture doesn't want to stay in gray hair very much or very long because it's very porous. So hot oil treatments are a great way to smooth the cuticle and lock that moisture in, right? So in that case, I recommend it, Now, do everyone need to be doing hot oil treatments? You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you choose to, the ones I recommend is like sweet almond oil, olive oil, grapeseed, jojoba, good old VO5. VO5 is still out here making hot oil treatments, so those are great options. And then the other question you said is, how many times should I do it? I would probably do it maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, depending on your hair needs. But yeah, that's what I would say, once or twice a month. Chrissy B says, hi, my daughter's hair started breaking 5 years ago. We've implemented the LCO method and balanced moisture and protein treatments, but still not retaining length. Excuse me. What else can we do, please? That's a great question. So 5 years ago, your daughter's hair was breaking off. You've been doing the LCO method and balanced moisture and protein, but still not retaining length. So her hair is not growing, is what you're saying. Like you're not seeing any length retention. Because it's either one or two things. Either her hair up here is not growing, and then it's more of a scalp issue, is more of a follicle issue, a scalp issue, an internal issue, or it could be like like does she have seborrheic dermatitis? Is there alopecia? Is it psoriasis? Is it eczema? So it's either a scalp issue or it's a lymph retention issue. So I think the question is, which one is it? Because it's either one of the two. You know what I'm saying? So if you're doing all of the things, you have like you're washing her hair with a moisturizing shampoo, at least once a week or once every other week. You're deep conditioning, you have her hair in protective styles, low maintenance styles. You're taking your time when you're combing her hair, you're moisturizing, like you're keeping up with her moisture cycle, right? If you're doing all the things and you're still not seeing any length, like no growth, it could be a scalp issue. It could be a scalp issue. It could be. Because usually the number one culprit to a lack of lymph retention is dryness from a lack of moisture. But if you're doing all the things, it could be something scalp related, or it could be product related too, So it's kind of hard to say per se without actually seeing her hair and her scalp. So Chrissy B, if you want, I think signing up for a one-on-one hair care coaching call would be great, because I get to really see her hair, see her scalp, and actually understand what you're doing on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, because that kind of gives me the puzzle as to what it is, So that's just my take on what you're on the information you've given me. But definitely consider signing up for a hair coaching call for sure, because it's via Zoom. I get to see you and your daughter face to face, and then I get to create a custom plan just for her. And the link will be below in the description box. Okay, Shauna says, I heard so many YouTubers and some dermatologists say that nothing goes on the scalp except shampoo, and that oiling the scalp is bad. Is this true? If it is, how do I moisturize my dry, itchy scalp? Girl, that's a good question. So here's the thing. Especially in the hair care beauty space, there will always be different opinions. Always. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always say, like, you have to do what works best for you. A lot of the things I do for my hair, most people or some people would not agree. A lot of people are against oils and butters. A lot of people are against hair grease. A lot of people are against moisturizing your hair in between your wash days. A lot of people are against weekly wash days. A lot of people are against silicones. But I do all of them. You know what I'm saying? And they help my hair. So you have to do what works best for your hair. I will say this though, if you have like something like, let's say seborrheic dermatitis, or, like an actual scalp condition, then I don't recommend oils. I don't. You need a serum, a water-based serum for sure. You can have like peppermint extract or tea tree oil in that water-based serum. But if you have like a scalp condition, oil would not be a good option, because sometimes it just makes it worse. But if you have a dry scalp, a lot of times, let's be real, back in the day, people were using hair grease for a dry scalp, and it worked perfectly. A lot of women on here use hair grease for a dry scalp, and it works for them. Some people just use like jojoba oil on a dry scalp, put like some tea tree oil in there, itchy scalp gone. You know what I'm saying? So it just comes down to what works best for your hair. I recommend them, but it just comes down to, what works best for you. So hopefully that answers your question. What's the best remedy or treatment for an inflamed scalp? And will it also promote or bolster new hair growth on alopecia areas? Great question. So if your scalp is inflamed, like you're dealing with inflammation of the scalp, the real question is like, what is the root? Like what's causing that inflammation? And it's so funny you mentioned that, because a lot of times the root cause of alopecia is inflammation, right? So I always say this in pretty much all of my lives. A lot of times what you put into your body is leading to the inflammation in the scalp. a really like a lifelong, I don't want to say lifelong, but like a lot of times it's just what we eat. It's our lifestyle that can lead to inflammation in our body, of course, and also in the scalp. So in my opinion, the number one solution for inflamed scalp, inflammation in the scalp, is going to be your diet for sure. I don't know what your diet is like, but I would definitely look for or get into an anti-inflammatory low carb diet. That would be ideal. Another thing I would also recommend is aloe. Aloe is a powerful anti-inflammatory treatment for the scalp. That can be aloe vera gel, juice, like definitely using aloe as like a scalp pre-poo treatment and just massaging that on your scalp on your wash day before you shampoo your hair, or even looking for shampoos that have aloe within them, for example, and I'm so glad you brought that up, because that is a video I've been meaning to make, like about scalp inflammation and different solutions that are out here. So that's a great question. I'm noting it right now, and yeah, more to come for sure. But definitely consider like lifestyle changes, and also aloe, like an aloe pre-poo treatment on your scalp on your wash day. Great question. All right, let's see. Where am I? What time is it? 7:50. Okay, cool. We got more time. We've got more time. Kelly says, hi, what do you think of aloe juice spray on 4C hair? Can it make hair more brittle? And can we use it as a leave-in spray or spray through a deep conditioner, then wash it off? So aloe can be left on. It can be washed on or left on. You can definitely use it as like a hydrating spritz, like when your hair feels kind of like dry, for example, especially if your hair is more on the brittle side. But like anything, anything moisturizing needs to be sealed in. So even though aloe is a great moisturizer, you still want to have a sealant on top of that. So a lightweight sealant, for example, could be like grapeseed oil or jojoba or sweet almond, for example. But you can definitely use aloe vera juice as like your main hydrator, especially if your hair is responding well to that. And you can also use it on your scalp as well. There's an aloe spritz I recommend pretty often. It's by the brand. Hold on, I want to find it for you. Hold on, let me see. Aloe vera juice spray. Where is it? I'm gonna have to put it in the chat. Oh, here it is. George's, George apostrophe S, aloe vera. George's aloe vera. That one is a good option because it's already in spray form. Another good brand too is Lily of the Desert. What is a good conditioner for deep conditioning on a weekly basis? A good conditioner for deep conditioning weekly. I would say, honestly, I've really been enjoying the Design Essentials almond butter conditioner. It's a conditioner, but it can also be a deep conditioner as well. So I would definitely check that one out. The softness is amazing. The slip is amazing. Like, I love the hydration. So I would check that one out. Design Essentials almond butter conditioner. Let's see. My daughter's scalp has been dry lately because I saw some flakes here and there, which never happened. I'm actually using Ayurvedic spray followed by hyaluronic acid and then hemp seed. Is that okay? That's fine. That's fine. The Ayurvedic spray, I don't know what's in it, but hyaluronic acid is a powerful humectant. It's a great hydrator and moisturizer, like for the skin itself. So that alone is great. Hemp seed oil, I want to say, is anti-inflammatory. I think it's an anti-inflammatory oil. So if there is any like inflammation on her scalp, maybe from itching or scratching, that'll help to reduce that. So that sounds really good. But the Ayurvedic spray, I don't know what's in it. But usually Ayurvedic sprays, especially if it's hair, targeted for hair, are actually pretty good, especially if there's like neem in there or amla or brimraj, for example. You can't go wrong with those. All right, let's see. Jay says, thanks, Tanya. Your hair advice helped me go grow my hair to armpit length. Yay, that's awesome. But for some reason, I'm having difficulties growing it past that length. Any advice? Great question. So, Jay, it sounds like your hair just hit a hair growth plateau. Because if your hair is starting to grow, you're doing all the things, like you're seeing growth, and then boom, it just stops, right? And it's just not going anymore. So that means that you have, and it's, how can I say it? You've reached the end of your anagen phase. You've reached the end of your active hair growth phase. So usually our active hair growth phase, the anagen phase, it ranges from like 2 to 5 years, somewhere around there. Everyone's phase is different. So once it reaches that 5 years, then your hair is done growing, and then it sheds, and then new hair grows out to that same length. However, there are ways there are ways to extend the anagen phase, right? And when you extend the anagen phase, you get to go past that hair growth plateau, right? So how do you do that, Tanya? This is how you do it. The way you do it is that you need to get more blood flow to your scalp. That is the secret. That is the secret. I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud. Well, I'm not thinking out loud. I'm trying to think. Is it the, hold on, let me see. Because I'm working on a video right now where I'm talking about copper peptides and acetyl tetrapeptide, but I don't want to get them mixed up. Okay, copper peptides. Here we go. Here we go. It's coming. Okay, so what you want to do is you need to get more blood flow to that area. And there's different ways you can do this. Are you ready? Take notes, because you're going to want to take notes. Okay, number one, you are going to want to get, and I talk about this all the time. So curl friends who know what I'm about to say, bear with me. Vasodilators is what you're going to want. You're going to want to look up oils that are vasodilators, and I'll share 2 with you in a second. But vasodilators are oils that widen the blood vessels, allowing more blood flow to come to the scalp, to the follicle, to the dermal papilla. Peppermint and rosemary are your main 2, right? But then there's also angiogenesis, right? Where angiogenesis is where new blood vessels are formed in the scalp. And when you have new, or I shouldn't say scalp, but the dermis, because you have the epidermis and you have the dermis. So you have new blood vessels flowing or forming in the dermis, the dermis. When you have new blood vessels forming in the dermis, that means even more blood flow to the follicle. Research has shown that peppermint oil creates angiogenesis. So what does that mean, Tanya? That means you want to start incorporating peppermint in your routine. This can be peppermint shampoos, peppermint, not oil, because you need to dilute it in a carrier oil, but doing something, very much something with peppermint on your scalp to get you past that hair growth plateau of armpit length, right? Now, going back to what I just said earlier, copper peptides. A lot of people don't know about copper peptides. If you know about copper peptides, put a 1 in the chat. I'm curious. How about this? If you've never heard of copper peptides, put a 1 in the chat. Like if you never heard of copper peptides and you're like, what is a copper peptide? Let me know. And we'll talk about it. Because now we're getting more into like, advanced hair growth techniques here, which I love because a lot of people don't talk about them. Hold on 1 second. 1, lots of 1s. Okay, great. Awesome. So basically, what are copper peptides, right? So the best way I can describe them is that these are, how can I say this without it sounding too technical? I'll just say it. Okay, so copper peptides stimulate growth factors in the scalp, right? So you have these hormones, you have these growth factors that allow different reactions to take place in the body, right? Within the dermal papilla, there are cells that are responsible, I can talk, responsible for our hair growth, right? But in order for these cells to be activated, they need these growth factors. IGF-1 is a very popular one. That's a hormone growth factor that's responsible for supporting hair growth. But in order for these hair growth factors to be stimulated or activated, here comes copper peptide. Now, there are different oils. There's different a lot of them are serums, like water-based serums that contain copper peptides. I have a list, which is why I'm so glad you asked about this. I have a list on my Amazon store. The link is below. But look for copper peptide powered hair growth. It's a little list I have on my Amazon storefront, and you'll see the ones that I recommend. And they have some really good ratings too. So if you are stuck at a certain length, long story short, you can either do peppermint and rosemary, adding that more into your regimen, to increase your hair length to get past that hair growth plateau, or look into copper peptides. And the good thing is I did all the homework for you. The ones I've chosen are below in my Amazon storefront. Just look for I keep saying it's not a page, but look for the list that says copper peptide. I think it's copper peptides powered hair growth. And you'll see the exact ones I recommend if you want to try this. Give it time though, give it time. But copper peptides are known for extending that anagen phase. That's the whole video. I feel like I need to make a whole video on this because that was a lot of information even for me. So let's revisit this topic because I really want to go deeper into the science behind copper peptides and growth factors, because I feel like if we know exactly what these things are, we can feel a little bit better in our hair growth journeys and really get past certain length. Because a lot of times it is breakage. Yes, it is a lack of breakage. I am Lanaya. I am. A lot of times it is a lack of breakage for sure. But then once you're doing all the things, how do you get to a certain length? Like, how do you get to broad strap length, mid back length? If that's your goal, that may not be your goal, but if that is your goal, there are these like techniques, these advanced hair growth techniques that are out here that you can do. So we're gonna talk about it. We will talk about it. We will talk about it. All right, let's see. What time is it? 8:02. Oh, sorry. 8:02. Let's see. Hold on one second. I don't even know where I left off at. I'm so sorry. I don't know where I left off at. Okay, here we go. All right. I'm getting past all of that. Let's see. We got there. Okay. I got the ordinary hair serum. Can I use that with other oils? You can. The ordinary hair serum, like the peptide one, last time I checked, it's water-based. So if you want to use that with other oils, actually I wouldn't. If you're going to use that hair serum, let that be your main hair growth massaging oil that you're using at night, for example, and that's for your scalp. Other oils like, sweet almond, other jojoba, castor, let that be for like the length of your hair. But that ordinary peptide hair serum, that's for your scalp. Great question. What's the best wash and go method and products for thin hair 3C type curl pattern? Check out Curlsmith. Curlsmith Hydro Silk Jelly. That one's a really good one. And pair it with a mousse. This can be Lotta Body mousse. This can be Design Essentials, like a really good mousse as well, or the Dew Chief Rocka mousse. That one's one of my favorites. But the Curlsmith Hydro Silk Jelly is a really good one. All right, let's see. I want to get to these questions at the bottom here. You are hitting a home run tonight, Tanya. Thank you, Sylvia. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Is there a real difference between detox versus clarifying? That's a good question. Do you need both? When to reach for each one? Exfoliating shampoo, are they also clarifying? Okay. Great question. So, are they the same? In my opinion, no, they're not the same. When I think about a detox shampoo versus a clarifying shampoo, they're not the same. So I look at detox shampoos, they are designed to remove like mineral buildup. For example, like if you have hard water, you may have like metals in your water or different minerals in your water, like calcium, for example. Detox shampoos like the what is it called? K18 charcoal prep shampoo. That's a detoxing shampoo. That would be great for if you have hard water, right? Like to detox the scalp, in my opinion. Clarifying is more so to get rid of product buildup, oil, dirt, dead skin cells off of the scalp, like gunk off of the scalp. You're going to reach for a clarifying shampoo. In most cases, I'm reaching for a clarifying shampoo, also because my water, thank the Lord, is not hard. At least I don't think it is. So I'm always reaching for a clarifying shampoo. And then your second question is exfoliating shampoos, are they also clarifying? It depends on the formula. Because you could have like a really moisturizing shampoo that has cleansing surfactants within them, but it may not be like a hardcore clarifying shampoo where it's like really removing buildup and extra dead skin cells. So it's kind of hard to say. It just depends on the formulation. But I will say this: if you find an exfoliating shampoo that has beta hydroxy acids within them, like salicylic acid, that's definitely a great shampoo to get product buildup out of the follicle. So if you have like bumps on your scalp or like a lot of oil on your scalp or like pimples on your scalp, salicylic acid shampoos or salicylic acid shampoos that contain salicylic acid are great because it's going to get really deep in the follicle and get that gunk out of there. Glycolic acid is an alpha hydroxy acid, great exfoliant, but that works more so on the surface of the scalp. So that if clarifying shampoo has glycolic acid, that can be considered a clarifying shampoo because glycolic acid works on the surface of the scalp and it breaks down all that dead skin cells, removes that oil and product buildup. So long story short, it just depends on the formula. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. Can you go into the hair stages longer? Like each one? Or like, can you stay in the anagen phase longer? Like, which one do you mean? I'm going to assume you mean like the hair stages itself. So if that's the case, you have the catagen phase, the anagen phase, and the telogen phase. I'm probably getting them mixed up. But basically, you have like the active hair growth phase, the active hair growth phase, which is the anagen phase. That's the phase that we were just talking about that we want to increase for longer hair. And this is providing your hair isn't breaking off, right? So you have the active hair growth phase, the anagen phase, and you have the catagen phase. This is the resting phase. This is where your hair is like, it's no longer growing, but it's not shedding. It's just resting. And a lot of times this can be between like maybe 4 weeks or so where your hair is just resting in the follicle, resting in the scalp. And then you have the telogen phase, which is the shedding phase. Okay. About 10% of our hair right now is in the telogen phase at all times, unless there's like a hair growth disruption going on, and where it's like your hair is like excessively shedding, then that means that multiple, or I should say 20% or 30% of your hair is in that collagen shedding phase. But in most cases, healthy scalp is 10%. Hence the reason why we shed at least 50 to 100 strands a day. That's a part of that 10% collagen shedding phase. So in a perfect world, we want to stay in the anagen phase as long as possible. But once again, that includes our hair not breaking off, because we can stay in the anagen phase as long as we want. But if our hair is breaking off, we're not going to see the length that our scalp is giving us. So there's that. What's an affordable detox shampoo? Definitely the K18 peptide prep charcoal shampoo. That one I highly recommend. And it's not drying either. Like, it feels amazing. The slip is great, the softness is great, and it cleanses very well. Can you put the tea in the steamer? Can you put the tea in the steamer? That's a good question. I've never thought about that, because I have a steamer. Oh, excuse me, I gave it away, but I have a steamer where you put the water in and then, you know, the little it does, but I've never thought about that. I don't know. I would try it. I would try it. You can try it. But what I would do, just to be safe, when you put your conditioner on your hair, pour that tea on your hair over the conditioner, put like a shower cap on, and then do the steam. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Don't put the tea in the steamer, but when you're conditioning your hair, pour that tea over, shower cap, and then sit under the steamer. That's what I would do. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, hard water, is that really even a thing? It is a thing, depending on your environment. Your water, like from your shower, it may have like extra, like a lot of minerals and like heavy metals within the water. You can do like a test. There's like different water tests that you can do, like at home water tests, to test how hard or how soft your water is. Let's see. I heard ORS aloe shampoo is good for hard water. Is that true? It might be. It might be. If it has chelating agents in there, it might be. It might be. Any advice for gray haired natural to keep moisture? Definitely increase your deep conditioning. Definitely do more hot oil treatments for sure. And you may need, depending if your hair is more on the finer side or thicker side, you may need to get like a heavier moisturizer. I mentioned earlier about the Chemic Biologics Chemic Biologics Amla Heavy Cream. If you have thick gray hair, if you don't have thick gray hair, your hair is on a finer side, I would do the Donna's Recipe Extra Creamy Hair Cream, but seal with Do Grow Extra Light Hair Grease. I would do that combination. Does hard water help or hurt your hair? Do you suggest water filters? Hard water actually hurts your hair, unfortunately. It can lead to lifting of the cuticle. It can lead to dryness of the hair. It can even affect like how products penetrate into your hair, which sucks, because who like imagine you buying this great product and you're using it and you're thinking it's not working, but the reason why it's not working is because your hair has like mineral buildup within it. So it can definitely affect how formulations or products penetrate into the hair. I do recommend getting a shower filter if you do have hard water. I do have some that I recommend in my Amazon storefront, and the link is below. Can you use skincare serums on the scalp? That's such a great question. I'm gonna say it depends. Everything depends. Everything depends on the formulation, because the what is it? The Ordinary has the hyaluronic acid serum, and you can use that on your scalp. They also have the glycolic acid exfoliant, the liquid. You can also use that on your scalp too. Because if you think about the scalp is the skin. Scalp is skin. Scalp is skin, skin is scalp, you know? So a lot of times you can use it, but it depends on the formulation. It depends on the formulation. So I would kind of do some research first. If you have a product in mind, put it in a chat and I can look it up really quick, but it depends on the formulation. Low iron is a massive contributor to dry hair as well in shedding. It absolutely is. Dragonfly and amber, it truly is. And that's why I always ask people, like, if they're coming to me like for like hair care advice, like in my coaching calls, like, when's the last time you had some blood work done? What's your iron levels? What's your vitamin D levels? Because a lot of time, like, that's like the hidden culprit to dry hair and excessive shedding. Do you grease your scalp? Do I grease my scalp? I don't grease my scalp because I don't have a dry scalp. If I had a really dry scalp, I would grease my scalp. Can we add peppermint oil to a deep conditioner? For scent purposes, you can, but I would probably do peppermint oil in my shampoo. That's what I would do. Because if you think about it, the shampoo, you're going to reap the most benefits like from peppermint oil in your scalp product. Shampoos for the scalp, deep conditioner, conditioners for like the length of the hair. So if you want it in your deep conditioner, it'll be more for, for scent, like that minty sensation. But if you want it for the performance, the science behind peppermint oil, I will add a few drops to my shampoo for sure. Great question. I have very dry hair. How can I soften it? Definitely it comes down to products, using the right products, using a moisturizing shampoo. Right now, I've really been liking the oh gosh, what is it called? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 that's not the one. Yeah, 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 that's the one. The As I Am Long and Luxe shampoo, that's my go-to. Design Essentials Honey Cream shampoo is really good too. You want to follow up with a really good moisturizing conditioner. This can be the Design Essentials Almond Butter Conditioner. That one's really good too. And you want to do this on a weekly basis, but also what matters is what you do after your wash day. Because you can wash your hair on Sunday, style your hair, and by Tuesday your hair be dry, right? And on that Tuesday you want to re-up on that moisture. So just like we got to drink water every day, put lotion on our skin, our hair is not exempt. It's just not. So you want to be moisturizing your hair, sealing in that moisture on a consistent basis. And a lot of times that will help with softening the hair, making it more manageable, and also helping to increase length retention as well. Great question. Great question. Marcia says, I can attest to hard water. We have a water filtration system when we travel. I can really tell the difference. Wow. Yeah. Is K18 leave-in conditioner helpful for coils? The leave-in conditioner, like the mask, yes. If that's what you're referring to, like the leave-in repair mask, yes. Absolutely. Especially if you're dealing with like damaged hair, for example. Absolutely. My daughter hair in the crown is very kinky and tender than the rest of the hair. What can I do to combat that? It's so interesting because the crown of the hair, I feel like, has a mind of its own. Like a lot of times that's really where like the most thickest part of the hair is like in the crown. So if I were you, especially if it's tender in that area, I would just be mindful of how you're styling her hair. I don't know if you're braiding it or twisting it or what's going on in that region. But a lot of times, if there's any like tight styles recently, that can lead to it being tender in that spot. As far as like it being very kinky, that's just her texture. Now you can always use, moisturizers to help soften the texture, soften the curl pattern. But the hair itself, the curl pattern is her texture. So what I would do is give that area like extra TLC. If her hair is thick, like just thick all around, you may want to try the Apogee Shea Pro leave-in conditioner. Even though it's a leave-in, you can still use it as a moisturizer. And I would spritz her hair first with water or a liquid leave-in conditioner. Let that be step one. Step two, be that Apogee Shea Pro product as the main moisturizer. And then seal that product in with like olive oil or maybe like hair grease, for example. And then like let that product sit. You can do like a nice like light 2-strand twist or braid her hair very gently. But that's what I would do to soften that part of her hair, making it more manageable. Twist. Okay, perfect. Yep. So do that. Step 1, 2, 3 with the 2-strand twists. And make sure that they're not tight in that area. And I think also what can help too is scalp massages, because sometimes if the scalp is just very tight, you know, it can make it very tender and even sore to the touch. So to kind of help relieve that tightness in the scalp massages. Scalp massages help to kind of like loosen that space a bit, which can also help reduce that tenderness. So I highly recommend that. You're welcome. What's a good iron supplement to use if you can't take iron pills or use the liquid? Look into Mega Food Blood Builder. It's an all-natural iron supplement. I've been on it for like years. I love it. It's so good. And it doesn't give you like tummy issues. So I would definitely check that product out. Definitely. Okay. Hey, Tanya. Alicia says, hey, Tanya, I've been using the aloe vera gel for 2 months and see hair growing from CCCA. Yes, we love it. Thank you for the tip. And increasing vitamin D. I love that. Oh, that's so good. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to write that down because I need to do a video on CCCA. So I love that that's working for you. And you're doing aloe vera gel, and you also increase your vitamin D. I love that. And that's so strategic because vitamin D, okay. A lot of times, if you are deficient in vitamin D, you will see an increase of inflammation in the body. And once again, one of the underlying culprits to alopecia is inflammation. So the fact that you increase your vitamin D, you increase your vitamin D, right? That's helping to reduce that inflammation in your scalp. So that's technically what's happening behind the scenes. And then you're pairing it with that aloe vera gel, which is also very anti-inflammatory. So you are tackling your alopecia 2 different ways, which is golden. I love that. Okay, so keep it up. Keep it up and keep me posted. Grease recommendations. My top 2, the heavier one, Blue Magic Indian Hemp. A lighter one is the Do Grow, extra light hair grease. Can't go wrong with those. Love them so much. How can I thicken, Okay. How can I thicken my hair? Scalp massages are a great way to increase like the density of your hair for sure. If you look for serums that have acetyl tripeptide, that is an ingredient that actually helps to increase the density and the thickness of your hair. That can help as well. The ones I recommend are, of course, in my Amazon storefront, link below. But definitely scalp massages for sure. And just be mindful too that if it's more of a genetic thing, that plays a role too. So if people in your family mainly have hair on the finer side and not on the thicker side, keep that in mind too. But definitely scalp massages and acetyl tripeptide serums are great for improving density. Okay, let's see. And if I miss anyone's questions, feel free to put it below. I'm like towards the bottom of the chat now, because before I was like way up, but now I'm down here. What's the Gillian says, Jillian, I keep saying Gillian. Is it Gillian or Jillian? Please remind me. Please remind me. What I think it's Jillian, but I could be wrong. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. What can you do if you have tangled hair? If you have tangled hair, I'll say this. If you have tangled hair, you need to, you need to comb your hair more. That's just the easy option. Like the easy answer. You have to comb your hair more. When I first went natural, I was not combing my hair at all. I would just put product on it and product on it and get in the shower and be struggling because I wasn't combing my hair in between my wash days. I would wait till my wash day to comb my hair and have a glob of hair in the shower and repeat it over and over and over again. So you really want to comb your hair during the week when you can. You definitely want to have the right tools. Once again, my favorite one is the Tangle Teezer Wide Tooth Comb. Love that comb. Love it so much. And then have a good detangling product. That can be my favorite detangling product is the Apogee Pro Vitamin Leave-In Conditioner. I also will detangle with coconut oil on my pre-poo time, my wash day. You can also detangle with like jojoba oil, for example, but excuse me, definitely detangling is key for sure. And then moisture too, like keeping your hair moisturized helps to manage your hair as well, reducing those tangles too. So that's what I recommend. When doing a hot oil treatment, where does the LOC fit in? Like the LOC method? So the hot oil treatment would be on your wash day. So that's going to be something you'll do like either, before you condition or after you condition your hair. That's just solely on your wash day, the hot oil treatment. The LOC is more so after your wash day. So if wash day is Sunday, LOC comes in on Tuesday, right? Or it comes in on Thursday when your hair is dry. You want to do that LOC, that liquid oil cream or liquid cream oil method. So it's just different timing. That's all. Great question. Let's see. Do you have a link to your iron pills? Yes, I do. In my Amazon storefront below, you should see a section that says like supplements or hair care supplements. You'll see it there. And it's the Mega Food Blood Builder. That's the one you want to get. Is it true that you can reverse going gray, and does age matter? Great question. Yes and yes. Now, the first yes, if you can reverse going gray, depends on if you are deficient in a B vitamin. I keep forgetting the name of that B vitamin. Let me look it up really quick. B12 and B9. So B12 and folic acid. So if you are deficient in B12 and folic acid, you can get premature graying for sure. Absolutely. And that is where you start taking those supplements and it reverses the gray. Now, on the flip side, if it's just, getting more seasoned in life, okay, it's going to come naturally, especially if it's genetic. So you can try to reverse it if you want with the B12 and the folic acid, but, it could be just a part of that wonderful process we call aging. We love it. Great question. Great question. Let's see. I answered that question already. What is CCCA? CCCA stands for Centrifugal Cicatrical Alopecia. It's like a lot of C's in there, but yeah, basically one of the ways to see if you have, or not see if you have, but kind of determine if you have it, it's like legit like a circle of just bald hair. I should say bald hair, but like just a lot of times it is just bald, just a bald circle on your head, you know, like typically around the crown area for sure. Of course, a lot of times you want to get diagnosed from like a trichologist or a dermatologist, but either way, alopecia is definitely not alopecia. Inflammation is definitely tied to that for sure. Hence the reason why we say CCCA, because who got time to be out here saying central, centrifugal, centrifugal alopecia? Well, that's what it stands for. All right, let's see. You see it, the mega food. Okay, great. Awesome. You're welcome, Sylvia. Can we mix shampoo with same properties, like two moisturizing shampoos that I like? Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. And here's why. Okay, what in the world? I'm getting all the calls tonight. Jeez Louise. I'll say this. And the reason why, okay, I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50. If you take two shampoos and you just go in a bowl, right? Okay, you know, you can try it, but me, I'm thinking about like the stability of the product. I'm thinking about the preservation of the product, like it being preserved properly. But if you're using it that same day, you should be okay. But you're also getting an increase of other ingredients in there that, like, for example, like if you have like a preservative in there, which it should be absolutely in there, and you're adding another one that has another preservative, that could double it. So I don't know. I might be overthinking, but I wouldn't recommend it personally. Shampoos are very tricky. They're very tricky. And a lot of times, if you do like little things to them, it kind of throws them off, especially when you're formulating them. But I wouldn't recommend it. I'm sorry. I mean, of course, if you want to try it, sis, go ahead. But I wouldn't do it. Especially if you have one that you really like, you know, or just alternate them. Like one week I'm gonna do shampoo A, the next week I'm gonna do shampoo B. You know, that's what I would do, just to be safe, you know. But I wouldn't recommend it. I like in good conscience, I couldn't say, yeah, girl, do it. I can't. But great question. Is SSS tonic good? My mom gave us this stuff every week. What is SSS tonic? Let's Google this. And then we're going to hop off in like maybe 10 minutes. Oh, it's an iron supplement. Oh, wow. High potency iron/B vitamin supplement. It has 4.6 stars on Amazon. I've never heard of this before. This is interesting. I have to check this out. I mean, the ratings look really interesting, to say the least. I'm trying to find the ingredients, though. What are people saying? Works wonders for resolving anemia quickly and provides immediate energy benefits. Effectiveness and health benefits, particularly for those with low iron. Okay. I mean, it looks interesting. I've never heard of it before, but it looks interesting. Has some really good reviews, so that says a lot too. So, hey. All right, let's see. Don says, I'm curious, if your hair follicles close, is there a way to reopen them, and how? Do you recommend steaming your hair once a week? Steaming your hair once a week, like with a conditioner or deep conditioner, that's fine. But as far as like the follicles close, is there a way to reopen them, and how? I would say this, you could look into Dermarolling. That might be an option, because what Dermarolling does, it's like, you know, it's like the little needles that roll on the scalp. They create micro injuries or micro injuries. And what they do is they kind of reactivate those dead or dormant hair follicles. So you could try that. You can definitely try that for sure, like Dermarolling. I would probably do the beginner needle size, like maybe like 0.25 millimeters or 0.5 millimeters, just to start. And you can actually combine that with the copper peptides I was talking about earlier. that would be a great combination, because Dermarolling does help with product penetration, like making products penetrate even more. So I would try that. Dermarolling with copper peptides to reactivate those dormant follicles. So hot oil treatments don't need any other products after that treatment, like after your hot oil treatment. So once you rinse that out and you get out the shower, like on your wash day, you may want to add like your leave-in conditioner, your styling, your gel, however you're planning to style your hair. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. But what I would do is when you rinse that hot oil treatment off your hair, see how your hair feels. Like if your hair feels supple and shiny and soft, go straight into your twist out or your braid out, because you may not need a leave-in conditioner depending on how your hair feels. But if your hair like needs some extra oomph for your braid out or twist out or whatever style you decide to do, then add that leave-in conditioner or mousse or however you usually style your hair. Great question. How often should you apply Dew Grow to your scalp? What is the cost of a one-on-one hair consult? Thanks. You're welcome. So basically, the Dew Grow, how often should you apply the Dew Grow to your scalp? It depends on the, how can I say it? It depends on your goal, like your scalp goal. So if you have like a dry scalp, for example, you can apply that Dew Grow, like the extra light hair grease, for like maybe like 3 times a week, 2 or 3 times a week, or as needed. You probably don't need it every single day. I wouldn't recommend it every single day, honestly, but like 2 or 3 times a week for sure. As far as the hair consult go, everything is below. You can check out the link below for more information. And check out the reviews too. Check out the reviews. Okay, let's see. Let's do a few more questions and then we're gonna hop off. Because we've been on for like almost 2 hours, maybe something like that. Okay, let's see. I guess I'm trying to ask: shampoo, condition, hot oil, and then style. Yes, you got it. And if you need to add a leave-in conditioner, you can. But if you don't need it, then go straight into your style. Great question. All right, let's see. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Where did I go? Okay, here we go. What are these crowns showing me? Our question. So the crowns, to my understanding, are like top fans. So you guys ask like the most amount of questions. You guys are the most engaging in the chat. That's how that works. So yeah, so those who like ask a lot of questions, those who, put hearts in there or in the chat, those who are like the most engaging, YouTube gives you a crown. So you get a crown 1, a crown 2, or crown 3, for example. That's what that is. I think they just like implemented it recently. So yeah. All right, let's see. Let's do a few more questions and we're gonna head out. You guys are like really hanging out with me tonight. Like we've been on for 2 hours, but I guess that means I guess it's been helpful. Okay, let's see. Thank you for the hearts. TJ says, can aloe vera juice be used as a leave-in conditioner? Ooh, leave-in conditioner. Most, if not all, leave-in conditioners irritate my scalp. That's a great question. So leave-in conditioners, the core component of a leave-in conditioner is moisture, right? But then there's styling agents in there, like to give you hold, to give you, less frizz, shine, for example. But if you want to use aloe vera juice as a leave-in conditioner, technically you can. It'll be more on the hydration side, but if you pair it with like maybe like a heavier oil, like maybe avocado or olive oil, you can still get a little bit of that styling agent. Not really, but just a little bit of it. But I think you can definitely try that as a leave-in conditioner because you're going to get that hydration, but just seal it with an oil. So I don't know if you do like twist outs or braid outs or buns or what you do as a styling, after you get out the shower, after your wash day. But I would definitely try leave-in, like try aloe vera juice as a leave-in. You may even want to try the gel, because the gel does have like that polymeric, like that I would say polymer. It does have polymers in a sense, like natural polymers within it that will give you that hold that a leave-in conditioner would give you, right? So you may want to try the aloe vera gel. So if you do braid out or twist out, you are getting a little bit of that styling agent, like that natural styling agent plus that hydration. So I would try it. I would try it. Definitely try it. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Marsha. Sorry, that was random. What suggestions do you have for keeping hair moisturized during the winter months? I have 4C hair. I am coming out. I just filmed a video talking about like winter moisture hair hacks. I'm gonna probably drop it in like 2 or 3 weeks. But some things that you can do. Definitely keep your hair, moisturized, definitely deep condition. But I always say this, like when the months get colder, you may need to change your sealant. So if you normally seal your hair with like a lightweight oil, for example, you may want to, go up a little bit. You may want to do like an olive oil. You may want to do a lightweight hair grease, because in the cold winter months, you have drier air, you have dry air. And then, a lot of times that can sometimes lift the cuticle sometimes, and leading to moisture loss. So by you having a heavier sealant, that moisture gets to stay in the cuticle a lot longer. Yeah. So I would definitely do that for sure. But definitely just swap out your sealant, more deep conditioning. And if you can do like low maintenance styles around this time, that'd kind of be good too. Just to kind of protect your hair. I think low maintenance styles are great all year round, but definitely increase your deep conditioning, keep up with your moisturizing cycles, but you may need to change out your sealant. Like going into this winter, I'm probably going to just do straight up hair grease as my sealant, like liquid cream grease, LCG, all winter season. Okay. So that's what I'll probably be doing for sure. Great question. Great question. Can you use a clarifying and follow up with a moisturizing shampoo on the same day? You could, but what I would do is clarifying shampoo, deep conditioner, because technically your hair is going to be cleansed from that clarifying shampoo. The next thing you need to do is put that moisture back in. So instead of adding an extra step to your wash day routine, just do a deep conditioner. So now you have a very clean scalp, and now you got that extra, moisture and that nourishment from that deep conditioner. That's what I would do. Because anybody got time to be out here clarifying shampoo, moisturizing shampoo, conditioner? Clarify shampoo, DC, done. That's what I would do. Okay, let's see. Let's say. You guys are hanging out with me tonight. I love it. If you guys gotta go, it's past a lot of y'all's bedtime. It's past my. Well, it's not past. I'm a night owl. I be up late. So bad. But I will keep the replay up for sure. All right. Let's see. Where are we? How often should we grease? And I've been drinking this coffee. Why? So I'm going to be up tonight because the caffeine is in me. Jesus, help. All right, let's see. How often should we grease the scalp with the lighter grease versus the heavier one? 2 to 3 times a week. I wouldn't do every day. I wouldn't do it every day. Or I would say as needed. as needed. But in my opinion, your wash day is going to be one of those days. Like if you have a dry scalp normally and you want to start implementing hair grease, absolutely on your wash day. Because on your wash day, when you get out that shower or when you're done shampooing and conditioning your hair, your scalp is still wet. It is like the mother lode of moisture. It's damp, right? Take advantage of that dampness and get that good old light hair grease and seal that in. That's what I would do. So if you're going to use hair grease 2 or 3 times a week, make one of those times on your wash day if you wash your hair on a weekly basis. That's what I would do. Thank you for the hearts. And thank you for liking this video. This live. If it's been helpful for you, thank you for liking. All right, let's see. Next question. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing good. I'm actually getting a little zooted right now with the caffeine, but we're fine. We're great. All right, let's see. Now I'm getting silly. Jesus, help. I swear, I don't swear. I really don't swear. After 8:30, Tanya 2.0 comes out, and it's just, it is what it is. But it's fine. Okay. Blessed to have Aiden. Do you use oil when dermarolling? Great question. I recommend it. I do. Because when you dermaroll, you are actually creating the opportunity for whatever product you use with that dermaroll to penetrate a lot deeper into the scalp. So absolutely. If you want to be even more strategic with your dermarolling, use like I said, the copper peptides or the acetyl tetrapeptide serums. For sure. I think it's acetyl tetrapeptide. One of the ones actually increases collagen in the scalp. I think it's the acetyl tetrapeptide. It increases collagen. So it improves the structure of the scalp. And when the collagen is increased and the structure is improved in the scalp, the anchoring system. Oh, we are getting into some deep hair science tonight. If you love it, put a 1 in the chat. The anchoring system of the follicle is stronger. And when you have a stronger anchoring system due to increased collagen in the scalp, what does that mean? What does that mean, class? That means less shedding. Because your hair is now rooted. It's like, we in here, bruh. We ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because of that collagen. So it's anchored. So less shedding means your hair gets to stay in the anagen phase longer. What does that mean? That means you get to see more length, less shedding, less hair going into the resting phase, less hair going into the shedding collagen phase. It's staying in the active hair growth phase. So long story short, girlfriend, okay, if I were you, dermarolling with the acetyl tetrapeptide serum, the ones I recommend are below in my Amazon storefront. Look for peptide powered hair growth to see the ones I recommend. Combine those 2 treatments together, dermarolling and that serum together, and that's going to be amazing. And that's going to be great too, not only for reducing excessive shedding, but I believe also for improving density, making your hair thicker. That was good. Hopefully that was helpful. I see a lot of 1s, so I guess that means it's good. Awesome. Hey, first timer. I am golden. I'm so glad you're here. Sylvia, welcome. So glad you ladies are here and enjoying hanging out with me tonight. Oh my gosh. Why does people are FaceTiming me and I cannot FaceTime? We are on live. I cannot talk. People, I don't understand. When I say people, I mean like my mom and my sister. They're FaceTiming me together. And I told them I'm gonna be FaceTiming. I mean, I'm gonna be what is this? Live. We're live. But they're FaceTiming me. And I know it's not an emergency, because if it is, I would have got a text. But I digress. It'd be funny if they're watching me right now and they're like, let's just see if she's going to answer the phone. That'd be horrible. That'd be horrible. We're fine. All right, let's next question. I'm telling you, the caffeine's kicking in now. Like, It's kicking in. But we're here. All right. I think this is when the lives get more fun to me, when I'm like 2 hours in, high off caffeine. We're here. All right. So let's see. Where was I? Blessed to have Aiden ask the Dermarolling question. Lawana, how often should I grease my scalp? 2 or 3 times a week or as needed? Where can you purchase a Dermaroller? The ones I recommend are in my Amazon storefront. Felicia says, congratulations on your hair care line. Will your line also be good for those of us who are not natural? Yes. Yes, 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 absolutely. And for those who just joined earlier, the announcement is I am extending the hair care, the Curly Chemistry product line. So we're excited about that. You guys know I have the hair tea, but coming very, very soon, early 2026, we will be launching multiple products. And I'm going to share more details very soon. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. That was the big announcement. Insert the fireworks. Choo, choo. The glitter. And the confetti. Pop, 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 pop. Okay. All right, next question. Blame it on the coffee. Seriously, we're blaming it on the coffee. Whatever happens tonight, we're blaming it on le coffee, la caffeine. Okay? All right, we're done. We're not done, but we're getting there. All right, Sylvia, I've enjoyed all of this live. Thanks for being on tonight. Thank you, Sylvia. I promise you, normally I'm like more like regular and more calm normally, but you know, it's fine. We are a Curly Chemistry community, so we're in this together. All right, seriously. Next question, because I'm getting very silly. Have you tried Korean scalp treatments? I have not, Mel, but I really like the Korean skincare. Like for my skin, there is a product called, or the brand called Anua, A-N-U-A, Anua. Amazing. It's like a peach serum or peach water serum. That stuff is so good. Like, it's amazing. CosRX is another great Korean skincare brand I love, but Anua and CosRX are like my top 2. I haven't gotten to Korean scalp treatments, but Lador, Lador, that is a Korean brand. I use their heat protectant, the Wonder Oil. That stuff is amazing. And then they have a really good conditioner. It's the I think it's like Wonder Balm. It's like a blue tube mask, but it's in a tube. That one's really good too. Lador Wonder Balm and Lador Wonder Oil. You can't go wrong with those. Great products. I love how we can pick your brain for information. You're welcome. You know, this is why I'm here. This is why I do these lives, because listen, I love it. Videos are great, but I get to like, you know, so I'm happy you guys can pick my brain. I started drinking the aloe vera juice drink. Is it good for the hair? It is good for the hair. It's good for the body too. Let's see. What supplements can I use for female pattern hair loss? I would check out, you know what I would do? Female pattern hair loss, which is typically androgenic alopecia in most cases, pumpkin seed oil supplements. That's what I would do. Pumpkin seed oil supplements. I mean, you can also do like the Nutrafol ones too, but I would get on a pumpkin seed oil supplement. And then, and the one I recommend, of course, my Amazon storefront, you'll see the ones I recommend. But I would also get some blood work done too. I would get like your iron levels checked. I would get your vitamin D levels checked as well. Just to make sure you're good in those areas too, but definitely pumpkin seed oil. And do scalp massages. Can you add olive oil, argan oil to shampoo? I wouldn't. Because if you think about it, shampoo is designed to cleanse the hair, remove the oil, remove the dirt. So if you add like argan oil to your shampoo, it's going to do the opposite of what you want your shampoo to do. Now, as a formulator, as a cosmetic chemist, we will add oil to shampoo, but it's typically at a marketing level. It's like very low, like maybe 1%, like definitely not like at no 2, 3, 5, 10% in a formulation, because once again, it's going to counteract the cleansing surfactant. So, but if I were you, if you want to add olive oil, argan oil, I would add that to your conditioner, because conditioners for the hair, right? And you want those oils, those rich, beautiful oils, to smooth the cuticle and to soften the hair. So that's what I would do. That's how I would add that. And I always recommend like adding a tablespoon of olive oil to your conditioner. Amazing. Amazing. Whew. Marcia says, thanks for providing us with great hair information. I've learned so much tonight. Copper peptides, never heard of it. We love our crowns. Thanks for helping us. You're welcome, Marcia. It's so funny because I literally just said Marcia like 20 minutes ago, and I had no idea there was a Marcia in the chat. That's so prophetic. What? I was calling your name, sis. Who knew? But thank you for being here. All right, let's see. I never seen you so funny, girl. Only you knew. All right, let's see. I think we're good. Hold on, let's see. Can I use one oil to moisturize and seal if my, can I use one oil? Can I use one oil? Can I use one oil to moisturize and seal if my oil contains oils? If my oil that can penetrate the hair shaft, coconut, avocado, olive oil. So yes, but I would do, so if you have a blend that you're making, I would do the avocado, the olive oil, and maybe sweet almond oil or jojoba or grapeseed. Coconut oil, in my opinion, is not the best sealant oil because it penetrates, right? Whereas you want that moisture, you want that water-based moisturizer to be the main penetrating product going into the cuticle and the cortex. And you want your oils to be protecting oils that actually protect the cuticle so that there's no moisture loss. Coconut oil is great as a prepoo, but not so much as a sealant. Now, if you try this blend here and you're like, girl, I'm talking about this thing work for me, then stick with it. Okay. But if you want try something different for better sealing properties, I would do avocado, olive oil. Those two are great. But if you want to do a third one, I would do, like I said, sweet almond or grapeseed. You want a lighter oil because your two oils, the avocado and olive, are already kind of heavy. So you want a lighter oil to kind of balance that out. So I would do grapeseed. Actually, I would do grapeseed or jojoba for sure. Sweet almonds kind of in the middle. All right, you're not a gatekeeper. No way, Sylvia. There's no joy in being a gatekeeper. In my opinion, I like helping people. If I can share my knowledge and share what works, what don't work, girl try this, girl don't try this, I'm going to do that. Okay? So this is what curly chemistry is all about, like just giving y'all all the tea. Okay? Literally the tea, because the hydrating herbal hair tea rinse. So funny. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. What's a good heat protectant for human hair wigs? Heat protectant. Fantasia Icy heat serum or heat protectant serum. You can't go wrong with Fantasia Icy. The L'Adore Wonder Oil, also great. Garnier Fructis, believe it or not, they have a really good heat protectant as well. Yes, it is 8:57 p.m. All right, let's see. Africa's best hair oil. That's a great sealant. You heard me, Marcia. That's funny. All right, I have a hard time understanding. Okay, we're gonna do like 3-4 more questions, and we're gonna hop off. I have a hard time understanding when to grease or oil my hair after washing and conditioning. As a chemist, do you recommend a specific time? Great question. So here's what I do. When I get out the shower and my hair is like soaking wet, right? I will use a, what do you call it? Those little, those, it's not a towel, but not terry cloth, but I dry my hair. Okay, I can't think of the word, but it's a certain material. I can't think of it right now. But you know, that. And then I will go ahead and apply my leave-in conditioner. This can be a liquid, this can be a cream, depending on my style. After I apply that leave-in conditioner, then I grab my oil. Typically, it's a lightweight oil because I don't want to weigh my hair down too early on in the wash day week. You know, I'm not adding castor oil on my wash day because I need my hair to last for another week. You know what I'm saying? Before I wash my hair again. So I'm doing a lightweight oil. This would be my sweet almond or my jojoba. So that oil comes in after that leave-in conditioner, and then I'm twisting up my hair. I'm doing a braid out, I'm doing a bun, or if I'm blow drying my hair, I'm still adding an oil as my last and final step. It is the absolute finisher, I should say. So that's how I incorporate. Thank y'all, microfiber. Thank y'all. Thank you so much. I'm like, is it terry cloth? It's not terry cloth, microfiber. Thank y'all. That's we're okay. But yeah, sis, that's what I would do. So the oil would be last for sure. Now, after your wash day, that will come in with your moisturizing routine. So once again, if you shampoo your hair on Sunday and you're moisturizing on Tuesday or Wednesday, that oil comes in again after your moisturizer. So oils always come in after a water-based product, ideally. So I hope that helps. Great question. All right, let's see. I love Korean skincare too. Sometimes I put some hyaluronic acid on my scalp after I shower. That's good. Or one of my face serums, not a lot, just as much, and I put it on my face. What do you think? What serum are you using, Mel, on your scalp? But if it's the hyaluronic acid one, that's great. That's awesome. That's why I've stuck with you so long as a subscriber. Years. Oh, awesome. So glad you're here. All right. Since your last call, I have gone natural. Oh, yay. Thank you so much for your advice. With 4B hair, do you suggest I achieve? Oh, wait, with 4B hair, how do you suggest I achieve more defined curls? Great question. So now that you're natural, okay, definitely lightweight protein treatments once a month, because when you keep up with your lightweight protein treatments, that helps with curl definition. That's number one. This can be Apogee 2-minute reconstructor. This can be organic root stimulator, replenishing conditioner, like a lightweight protein treatment for curl definition. It's not going to say for curl definition, but protein does help revive the curls and give you curl definition, right? Now, to make your curls more defined, right? Now, this is where the styling products come in. My top three gels right now. The Curlsmith Hydro Silk Jelly, love that. Aunt Jackie's Curl Elongating Hair Gel, love that. And then I also love, what's her name? Is it Camille Rose? I think it's Camille Rose. Curl Maker. I think it's called Curl Maker. That one's awesome. So those are my top three. Recently, I've been using either Aunt Jackie Curl Elongating or the Curlsmith Hydro Silk Jelly. So that's going to go on your curls. So wet hair, ideally wet hair, take that gel, shoo with your fingers, shoo. You can also do a little shingling action, and then take some mousse, girl. Get you some mousse. You have 4B hair, you can do the Dew Chief Rock of Mousse. Take that mousse over that gel. That's what I would do. Aren't you loving all these sound effects? We love it. It has to. Without the sound effects, it just don't make no sense. Okay, so shoo. Now you can get a diffuser if you want, and do that to kind of give you some nice fluffy curls. Or you can be lazy like me and don't use the diffuser and put your hair like just kind of like in, you can pineapple it if you want to. If you have enough hair, you can pineapple it, or just kind of like a bonnet over it, like however you want to do it. Now, I don't know the length that you have. You may need to go on YouTube and see what other ladies are doing with like your length of hair. But that's what I would do for defined curls. Gel, mousse, shingle, shingle, shingle. So good. Great question. Is there a good edge control you recommend? I like the African. Oh, is it African Pride? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't think it's African Pride. I don't know if it's African Pride. Let me see. Oh, it is. Excuse me. African Pride Black Castor Miracle Extra Hold Braid Lock and Twist Gel. It's edge control, girl, and it's amazing. Okay, so the African Pride one, and then I also like Shine and Jam. Shine and Jam and African Pride, can't go wrong. Love those two. Love those two. And Lisa, I actually just mentioned about winter hair care hacks, but I'm actually planning to do a video. I already filmed it, but I'm going to post it within the next few weeks or so on how to care for your hair with the winter months. But definitely increase your moisture. That's going to be key. Is keratin treatment good for hair 4C? When you say keratin treatment, are you referring to like the ones that require like heat and, you know, like that keratin treatment? If that's the one, I typically don't recommend it. I'm not a huge fan of it. But if it's like a protein treatment to strengthen the hair, absolutely. You're welcome, RDB1. But definitely, RDB1, go on YouTube and like look for like women who have like short 4B natural hair and see how they're doing their washing and goes, like how they're going to bed at night with how they're tying up their hair. Like that's what you want to look at. But definitely that lightweight protein treatment once a month, gel, mousse, maybe a little bit diffuser, that'll be key. And also, once again, that shingling, that's going to be key. Your typing sounds like the typing sound effects in cartoons. That's hilarious. It probably does. All right, guys. Sounds like we're done for the night. We have been on for, oh my gosh. I said we're going to get off at 8 o'clock. No, it's 9:05. But we love it. And we thank Mr. Caffeine. He is the star tonight. Yay! Because of him, I'm here. Because if I didn't have that caffeine in my system, I would absolutely gone off at like 8:15, 8:30. But we are here. But I hope you guys found this live helpful. Thank you. I am golden. Thank you, Lisa. Blessed to have Aiden. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Dramatic Faces and Dawn. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Wynn Williams and Marsha. RDV1, Brenda Brownies, Jakima, Dramatic. I said already. Sylvia, M. Peterson, Yvonne. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Be sure to share this live. If this was helpful, be sure to like this live as well if you enjoyed it. Once again, the replay will be up probably within the next like 5 minutes. So if you missed the beginning, you can always go back and watch it. It's 2 a.m. in London. Wow. I need to get to London. I have my passport and everything. I just need to use it, get some more stamps on it. I still use your back in the day tips. Oh, great. Awesome. I hope you can sleep after that, girl. That's going to be the question. Can I sleep after the caffeine? I don't know. But if I can't, I'll probably just, get some work done or something until I fall asleep. But I got to be up at 8 o'clock. So fun times. Anyway, enjoy the live curly chemistry. Have a good night, everyone. May God bless you and keep you. Thank you, sis. I seem to believe you every time. Have a good evening. All right, guys. I love y'all so much. Have a great evening. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Take your vitamins. Drink lots of water. Do a good scalp massage before you go to bed. Just 2 minutes. All you really need, 2 minutes. And yeah, all the things. Be good to yourself. Love people. Talk nice to yourself. Give yourself a hug. All the things. All right, I'm going before I start giving some like advice, because that comes next. The advice, give you guys wisdom. But nah. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Talk to you guys soon. Bye. You're welcome. Yes, the coffee girl. Ooh, too much. Bye.